Hi, I'm EvilSqueegee. This is twitch.tv/EvilSqueegee, and these poor fucks are my players. Um, in our last adventure, okay, the party was hired by a guy who called himself Jack of Spades to go hunt down some treasure. They found the treasure. Jack of Spades double-crossed them. They woke up after having been gassed nearly to death and came back to Dodge City hunting down Jack of Spades. A Union spy in Dodge City offered them, in exchange for the information they wanted about Jack of Spades, he offered them the chance to go and help the United government and take down a secret Confederate laboratory wherein the party wound up encountering all sorts of crazy machinery and hints at black magics. Not that Finn will ever acknowledge any of this, because he's convinced he was just high on chemicals the whole time, because lab. At the
Smoke
end,
and mirrors.
At the end of that adventure, Sam was in a duel at high noon with Salt Lake Sam, the villain who owned the ranch underneath which the Confederate laboratory had been held. They almost killed Salt Lake Sam, but not because Sam honorably dueled him to death, but because Matthias interfered by attempting to blow his fucking head off with a shotgun. Matthias fled the scene and started spreading rumors that Sam, the U.S. Marshal, had bested Sam, the absolute underground criminal badass. Sam, the underground criminal badass, is currently alive, though nobody knows this, because Finn attempted to make certain that Matthias wouldn't be accused of murder. The party has been told by their U.S. government contact that Jack of Spades, the guy who double-crossed them, usually hangs out at a place by the name of the Vault, which is a secret underground bar, a saloon for the criminal underworld of Dodge. The problem is that you can't get into Dodge, you can't get into the Vault without a password. Now, last episode, we covered the adventures of Sam and Finn as they attempted to get the password from a guy by the name of Stubtoe Duncan. They only did half of what Stubtoe Duncan wanted, so he only gave them half the password, so they still can't get in. But while that was going on, there have been some crazy things going on in Matthias' life, and we're going to cover those crazy things today. So, strap in, sit down, shut up, get ready for the ride. Just as we start to get going here, I want the audience to know a couple things. One, you can show your support for the players by shouting "beat" at the top of your lungs in all capitals in chat. The more people who shout "beat," the more likely these players are to survive, because beats give the players white chips. White chips are used to prevent damage, among other things, and so knowing that the audience is capable of applauding them so they will live, I have been a little less than forgiving in my choice of monsters and stats, and it is pretty impressively bad. That said, there's also, for those of you who want to support the show and the channel and the project we've got going on here in the community with donations, in order to show you how grateful we are for your generosity, we have the Unnatural Dice donations reward programs, where you, the viewers, can grab this show by the balls and play God by telling the dice what you want them to do. For more information about that, you can check out the Unnatural Dice link underneath the stream at twitch.tv/EvilSqueegee. Or you can pay special close attention to chat, because there's a link coming in there with the hype mark support. There you go. All right, so with all of that said, let's get this party started. Can I get a round of cognitions? The holy word, please.
Cognition.
Cognition.
You see, it is a damn
Marshall.
house rule that you can't be playing no Deadlands without a terrible Southern accent, and it is required that you lay it on real thick like while you're playing Deadlands, because this is the wild, wild, weird West. All right.
Now, the only problem is that when you're playing other games, if you've been playing Deadlands a long time, sometimes you start slipping in other accents into the other games where you're not in the Southern Deadlands, and it gets real awkward.
All right,
How
so
do you know that?
let's get this started here. Matthias, you will be
With some
you will be-
chips?
You will be glad to know that we did in fact give you your full draw chips at the start of the last session, so you were not entirely gypped out. All right. Now let's get you Let's get you 3 fate pot pulls here. Actually, I can do that over here.
Did you guys write them down for me by chance?
Yes. Your current chip totals are, in fact, the correct chip totals. Now, I'm gonna draw Matthias's chips first. I'm gonna draw Matthias's chips first. Here you go. All right. So you get a white, you get a white, and you get a white.
All right, I got 3 whites, which is pretty much every one of my pulls ever.
Finn, Finn, you're up next. 1, 2, 3. You get 3 whites. And then Sam, you get 1, 2, 3. Oh, Sam's a red, white, and blue. I don't know if you can hold all those.
I only have one of each right now.
Right. Your blues are worth 3. Your reds are worth 2.
6.
And you can only have a max of 10.
Well, blast.
I will, before you take these chips, I will be generous to you because you were down a man last session, and I was particularly mean to you guys in the wake of our last adventure. You may cash in any chips you like before you accept these chips. This is a one-time offer, and I will not be repeating this service. So take advantage, boys and girls. Please be certain.
I will cash in 1 blue.
Please be certain in chat to let the mods know exactly what the flippin' hell you are doing with your final totals. Don't let them know what you're doing with chips. Just let them know what your final totals should be. And I will make the mistake of letting you guys figure all that out. If you're curious about what's happening right now, see, our heroes here, our posse, our heroes here, the posse, are destined by fate for things worse than death. And in order to assure that fate has its hand, fate employs many dirty tricks to make certain that it gets what it wants. And you see, when the chips are down, that is when the players are putting their chips down on the table to help their characters survive. And at the start of every session, fate gives everybody just the slightest tip in the right direction by giving them more fate chips. And then they will earn fate chips by overcoming enemies, problems, encounters, scenarios, good role-playing, and getting punched in the nuts. Actually, I believe we've given out fate chips for that. I believe the first combat roll, the first damage roll in this entire campaign was Matthias taking somebody's spurs to the groin. Was the first thing that happened.
Technically, my first combat roll was blowing away the scout outside the cave where we got drugged.
Technically, you don't want to piss me off today, Matthias. I'm just saying. Right? Don't argue with me, boy.
Oh, the marshal sassy.
All right. Later in this session, I'm gonna go, oh, the marshal sassy, and you're gonna know why. All right, you're gonna know why.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Make certain you send those as PMs to Zangmak, because I believe Zangmak is currently the only mod in chat who can monitor these things. All right. Let me get this. Let me sort one quick thing. That's right, Scottish sorting things into Southern accent. That's when you know you done adopted somebody's jargon and lingos. All right, so. Where am I? What was I typing?
Damn.
Cher, Serranus, Squeegee, Sarah. All right, so, well, that's been handled, and we're waiting for the mobs to get off his ass to do his damn job. We are...
Wow, that was hostile. That was hostile.
Have you met my mods?
I thought you were going to say, have I met your mod? I was like, no, I have not.
All right, now let's get this part started. Apologies for the delays. Matthias,
Yeah.
in the wake of the duel with Salt Lake Sam, you felt it best to lay low and spread some rumors, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so we covered spreading them rumors, and in those rumors, for the record, have already paid off as Sam has already encountered a moment or two where they were useful to her to portray herself as though she did not know that was what was happening. What I would like you to do is describe to me what it is you're doing in the few days that follow that duel. How do you lay low? Where do you lay low?
All right. Well, it's been a long time since I've been able to enter the church, and that's not just because the last time I prayed, I nearly got swallowed up by the abyss. It's actually because the minister back home, he and I didn't get along so well. He tried to kill me and an entire village, and I did not take kindly to that. And so not really allowed back in the church. So I decided to take refuge here because they don't know me around here, and it's nice to spend some time back at home, back in the church. And maybe I can get a lead on that scumbag.
All right. So, over the course of your stay in the church, I'd like you to roll me a couple of things here. All right.
All right.
First thing I need you to do is roll me faith. This is not, in fact, an action, so cannot be unnaturally crit or botched.
All right. Not a bad roll.
What'd
Not
you
a
get?
bad roll. I rolled a 9.
All right, so on a 9, you will have a fairly easy time acclimating yourself to the local customs and blending in with the local people of cloth. People of cloth? Is that how you say that? People of the cloth?
People of the cloth,
People
yeah,
of the cloth.
sure.
I missed a word. It's pretty standard stuff. You do a pretty decent job of blending in. And nobody really questions you. They ask you where you're from. You come in, you rattle off some place that they probably never heard of, and they assume they just never heard of it and go about their business. The next thing I'd like you to do is, and this is an action, I would like you to roll me a dice pool that you feel accurately represents the methods you are using to try and track this motherfucker who tried to kill you.
Well, I would love to roll that, except because of the dark side of the dice himself, Robovin, I will botch that roll.
Well then, that was not what I was expecting to happen. And that's funny because I'm basically looking right at the sheet. So, Robovin. How you vex me, boy.
Well, in all fairness, while I am looking for him, he's looking for me too. So that could be bad.
That could be mighty bad indeed. All right, so, you do a pretty good job of blending in with the locals.
Yeah.
And after a while, you know, a couple of people start coming in and out, and they start doing, you know, normal people things. Sitting in the pews.
All right.
Praying. Paying their
All
respects.
Right. Yep. Nothing to see here.
You know, a couple of people come in. Confessionals, etc. Right?
Right.
And maybe you overhear the name of a familiar boy or girl, some child that lived in that village, being mentioned. Just in conversation between two people. Maybe it's Sally, or
Little Jimmy.
or little Jimmy.
I remember Little Jimmy.
Tell me a little about little Jimmy, Matthias. Tell me a little bit about little Jimmy.
Well, he lost his pa in the war, so he was looking after his dear old ma, and then when the sickness came to the city, it took his leg first. So he was still managing to scrape by and support his ma. And then she got sick, and, well, I did what I could for him, but there wasn't much to be done.
All right. So you over here, Jimmy, Somehow I don't think Jimmy Hairband is a good name. Jimmy Decepticon don't got the right ring to it. Jimmy Toothpick is no good. Jimmy Coffee. Coffee's not really a good surname. And suggestions any day now. You could just, help out.
James.
Well,
Jimmy James.
Jimmy James.
That's what you get, Matthias. Now the little boy's name is Jimmy James, and you have done.
I was gonna say Toothless Jimmy, but
Toothless Jimmy James. Poor boy.
All right.
The sickness took his leg, and it took his tooth.
Teeth.
No, he only had one tooth at the time.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, an unfortunate accident with a stampeding herd of cattle, and he had one precious tooth, and it was taken from him by the sickness.
It's terrible when you get down with the sickness.
It is terrible. Getting down with the sickness. Come on, man. Come on. All right. So you overhear the name Toothless Jimmy James, right? And
All right.
and maybe you get a little too curious. Like, oh, I know that kid. That's connected to that shit I've been on the run from, and that I'm running toward, which is really confusing if you think about it. Might explain, now that you think about it, why you have yet to succeed in either mission to escape or find people responsible. And as you are lost in thought, as Matthias is wont to do.
Yep.
Losing himself to
It
a
does
trail
happen
dog.
on occasion. I tend to get distracted.
You get punched in the face.
Well, that is most unfortunate.
You will go toppling back over the pew, right, with your feet kicking up in the air and your duster floofing about you rather comedically. It is a bit of a disgrace that you have found yourself in this position with your back on the floor and your butt at the bottom of the pew and your feet sticking up in the air, right? Then up comes Toothless Jimmy, who's a little older than you remember, like furiously, and he comes jumping over the pew and he's gonna land on you unless you do something.
I'm gonna roll out the way.
All right, so you roll out the way, and he hits the ground, and he's gonna start chasing you.
You were such an. I'll start running, and I'll be yelling back over my shoulder. I'll be like, "You were such a nice boy. What? It weren't that bad. You only had one left. What? Get! I did not do it. Get off me, boy."
And so with every other step, there is that metallic clink and the of Ghost Rock pumping as his prosthetic leg, which you will note has a holster just bolted right onto the side of it, right? No gun in the holster though. Seems to not be Jimmy's day, right? I'ma get you, you son of a bitch! And then all of a sudden his leg, right? It jams. His knee just doesn't unswing, as it were, right? He can't, and then he falls over flat in his face as you're bolting out of the church and into the graveyard outside. He falls over and scrambles, and then out of his leg he pulls another gun, which you were not expecting because his holster was empty. And he'll start firing at you as you haul ass out of the damn way.
I wish I could say this is the first time I've been shot at in a church, but no.
So you have lost your place to hole up for the next couple days, and the potential lead that you found to your background and the people you are looking for does not seem to want to help you at all.
No. He was such a nice kid. I don't know what happened to him. Well, he's got the leg, which is nice. Nicer. Maybe he's got some Ghost Rock teeth. I wonder what that would be like. I should find somewhere where I'm not getting shot at. What do I know about the locations around Dodge?
More than I do, to be honest with you. What kind of a location are you looking for?
Well, I was spreading the rumors in the criminal area, so I can't go back there. And actually, The old huckster I was looking for
Mhm.
was kind of a healer himself. That was how I met him, because he was treating the plague victims.
Yeah, weren't you chasing him down when you were in Dodge in the first place, and that's where Jack found you?
Yeah, because he took the book with him,
Right.
and I need that book. Um, I'm wondering if he might be doing it again. Is there any kind of area where like the sick and the ill gather?
There is a small section of town that you don't go to if you healthy, because you want to stay that way.
Yeah. All right. Hmm. Would the welcome mat protect me from sickness like it did the smoke?
Are you gonna ask him that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I will.
All right, so
Wait, I left him in the sheriff's
in the
office.
sheriff's office, you did.
Maybe going back to the sheriff ain't a good idea.
Perhaps you should give the welcome mat some space.
I did get him a new place he's got to get used to. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Well, I managed to find a little something in the book of games recently, so hopefully that'll be able to help me out if I catch anything. I just gotta brush up on my poker. So I'll go ahead and go down to that
All right.
area town.
So while you are headed down into this sickened area of the city of Dodge, you will find yourself in an area where the coughing and the wheezing and the groaning kind of echoes off the wall. It's a little obnoxious, truth be told, and on occasion you start to wonder if there's just one groan that's happening over and over again, the same wailing drone sound. It's just grating on your nerves. And you cannot wait to leave. And you hope to God that this thing does not follow you around or wind up, permeating any areas that you must rapidly and frequently frequent. That's how obnoxious you start to maybe suspect to yourself that maybe people don't avoid this part of the city because they want to stay healthy and this is laden with sickness. But maybe it's just annoying and they don't want to be here. So you head in Annoyance Street, Dodge City, in the state of what the fuck state Dodge is in? What state are we in again? Oklahoma. You are going about your business looking for an old friend, and though you do not find your friend, you do find a you find a familiar face.
Yeah.
You find the face of one of the boys that was in the employ of that creepy Terminator folk that chased you out of Salt Lake Sam's ranch.
That big old Mexican. Yeah, I remember him.
You know, the guy with the Terminator face, right?
I didn't see that. I was already in the
He
horses.
was just he was the angriest and meanest hombre you'd ever lay eyes on. This isn't him. This is one of those boys, one of the Confederates that served under him, right?
All right.
And he's got, his Confederate uniform. He's not wearing it to code, right? It's kind of open. He's coughing onto his sleeve, right? And you only really notice him because he notices you. Now, you've been shot at enough today, so when you realize that you're being spoken to by a Confederate after your recent missions to uncover the secret Confederate laboratory, you might be a little too ready to draw that shotgun.
Yeah,
but
maybe a little.
He instead of him shooting at you, he just looks up at you and his eyes go wide, and he goes to scoot himself back. Right now, he's positioned behind a pile of garbage, right? So you can see him very obviously trying to hide from you and failing. You can't see him, but it's kind of hard to miss the dragging of his jeans against the gravelly dirt. The sound that makes, that as he hauls himself backwards. Do you do anything about him?
What you scared of?
I know you, he calls out. But he doesn't actually poke his head from above the pile of garbage or nothing. Like, he's still actively trying to hide from sight. Like, maybe you just won't know where he is.
Yeah, I'm another folk with the gun in the west. Why are you scared of me?
I seen you. I seen what you do. Death falls in your wake.
Have you been outside the city? Because there's a lot of people that die.
He says, not like you kill him. Not like you kill him. You the holy man.
Yeah. Got the cross and everything.
He says, no, you the holy man. Not a holy man, you the holy man.
What do you mean I'm the
Wherever
holy
you
man?
go, fire and brimstone follow in your wake. The earth itself opens up and swallows people whole. You stay away from me. I want nothing to do with Jack, and I want nothing to do with you. Stay away.
You know, I was kind of impressed for a moment. I was excited even, because I like that kind of reputation. Having that kind of impression on folk. That was good, that was nice. But then you made a mistake. You see, you mentioned Jack, and I just so happened to be looking for him. And you see, when somebody who's got the power of fire and brimstone behind them starts looking for someone, well, that just might be a problem for the people that gets in his way, wouldn't it?
I would like you to roll me an overall check as you attempt to scare the bejesus out of this poor Confederate soldier, Matthias. Did you just go bust?
Is it half rolls?
Half or more.
I'm spending a white.
You can't spend a white on a roll you done gone bust on, boy.
Oh, that's true.
Reasons to not have two dice and things.
It is if it doesn't matter if the it doesn't matter if the 1 became a 3, does it?
No, it's a natural one.
Alright.
So here's the deal. Matthias is a creepy sumbitch. Matthias is the kind of hombre where he's that look in his eye and you don't suddenly understand if he's together. Or if there's anyone upstairs, because, well, technically I suppose there ain't nobody upstairs. And that
You're on
really,
more of a floor level building.
that really shines true. And in this moment, you really do get to him. See, the thing is that though you really do get to him, and maybe he even tells you what you want to know, there's another thing about Matthias that's really relevant here, and that is, well, ain't nobody upstairs. And Matthias doesn't always have the same experience of the world that everybody else does. He's definitely the type to be off in his own world sometimes, seeing things that ain't there, or not seeing things that are there, or maybe seeing things that are there as something that they ain't.
It's a tragic affliction.
Or, in the world of Deadlands, I suppose sometimes you might see things that ain't the way they are. Figure that one out. And as you were talking to him, right, he's going to look at you, and his eyes are gonna go wide, and he's gonna shake his head. No, not me, Don't make me do. No. Right? He says, I don't know the vault. I don't know the password. You're gonna ask Duncan. You guys, and he's gonna there's gonna be a fish that climbs out of his mouth. And a white streak goes through his hair, and a fish crawls out of his mouth, and he coughs and spits up and chokes and falls over dead. And all you got was
Where'd
the
that
name
fish
Duncan.
come from?
Where did that fish come from?
I'm gonna lean down, because I ain't no dog, right? I ain't no bone saw. So I'm gonna grab the fish. I'm gonna smack him with it.
There's the Matthias we know and love.
Bravo! 10 out of 10 delivery. I appreciate this. You smack him with the fish that he just hurled?
Yeah.
He's dead.
He ain't moving?
He ain't moving. You literally done scared this sumbitch to death. Now, I will tell you, you pick up this fish, right? And you smack him with it. And your mind is... That scent, that smell, that fish takes you back. Takes you back to that horrific moment where you were piled upon by many, many, many cultists with fish heads, and they consumed your flesh live before the sleeping god Cthulhu.
Whoa, I eat a lot of fish, but I don't like it when they eat me. All right, I'll drop the fish. I'll back away from the fish. I will make no eye contact with the fish, but I will continue watching it to make sure that the fish is not endangering me in any way as I slowly start sidestepping to loot the body of the man that I accidentally fished to death whilst keeping an eye on the fish so it does not kill me.
I need y'all to know that one of the many pleasures of playing at the table with Matthias as a character is that action declarations like this one happen. And you ain't never heard action declarations like this one. Alright? So, as you are eyeing that fish, alright, and you are making certain it don't get the drop on you, because you know how dangerous a fish can be.
Yeah, I was eaten to death by a fish. It was weird.
The best out of context quotes happen at role-playing tables. Yeah,
I think I
was eaten to death by a fish. It was weird. Made only better by the fact that it was said in a terrible southern accent.
I think I've just had 3 quotes added to the database from the same conversation.
I'm pretty sure it was 3 sentences in a row you spoke that were added.
This is why I love this game. Oh man, Matthias. Oh man. Alright, so you will manage to loot from this corpse some pocket lint.
1 eye, 2 eye, 1 eye, alright.
Some pocket lint and a peacemaker.
Peacemaker, alright.
Alright.
I still got me 1,000 bullets.
You do.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, we'll say that this 1,000 bullets do not suit this peacemaker. Actually, technically, it is 999 bullets.
Oh yeah, because I threw one and accidentally shot Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
I made up for that, though.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
So, he dropped a name before he died. He told
Duncan,
you.
yeah.
Duncan. Now, I ain't got to tell you who Duncan is. You know that name. You've been around Dodge City. Duncan was an associate of Jack's. Not in the sense that they got along. See, Duncan's the kind of guy who, when somebody owes you a lot of money and you really want that money, you go to Stub Toe Duncan. So called because Stub Toe Duncan, he's missing half a foot and he's replaced it with a big metal chunk. And this big metal chunk makes him quite an intimidating sort of folk because when you're in the business of breaking legs, kneecapping folks, having a big metal chunk at the end of your foot is really useful.
Yeah.
Now, you know that the vault has a password. You know that Jack goes to the vault. And if there was anybody in the city who might have the password to the vault, Duncan might be the one. And maybe that's why when you interrogated this poor sod, maybe that's why his dying words were to gurgle up Duncan's name.
Sounds fishy.
The marshal will get an additional blue and 2 whites.
I thought you were awarding it for the bad pun. I was like, wait a minute. That's not how chips work.
I was being informed that I forgot to pull for myself at the start of the session. The players were cunningly not alerting me to this fact. Touche.
We were waiting for you to be at a stopping point. I swear.
I swear!
I'm with Sam on this one.
Alright, so. Off to Duncan you go, I assume?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, you happen to know that the local watering holes are, they're beneath a man of Duncan's underground stature. But you do know, after a couple of questions from people who do not cough up fish, you do happen to know that Stubtoe Duncan can be found at the southern gate of the city. And that's usually where you can find him if you're looking for contract work. So,
Sorry, could you repeat that, Marshall?
you can normally find Duncan at the southern end of the city. When that's where he hangs out. He likes to stay in the same general area. So folks who are looking to hire him for his leg breaking powers can do so. And so you will head off in that direction. And
in a backwardly direction, yeah.
And Stubtoe Duncan will go out of his way to make himself visible and notable. Right.
All right.
And he's talking to somebody. They're having hushed tones conversations. And as that cowpoke he's talking to walks away, you notice that the footsteps he leaves behind are wet.
That's weird. Maybe he didn't want to dry off after the shower.
Maybe. Your thoughts are interrupted by a gravelly voice. The hell you talking about?
What? Oh, Duncan.
Duncan.
All right. No, that's what I actually say.
Yeah. Duncan looks and says, yeah?
I heard you might have some information that would be helpful to me.
$10 from Tech Yumi. 2 crits from Matthias because, oh my god, Chris, you're amazing today, and I love it. Heart.
I love you too, Yumi.
He's lying. He only loves you for your crits. To be fair,
Crit on
Tech
my
Yumi.
face.
Tech Yumi.
Crit on my face. Crit on my face.
You tempt me and I will, alright? If you would allow me to continue with my joke, Matthias is just obsessed with Tech Yumi's gorgeous big crits.
Mine was better.
I'm just saying, you're racking up that moment when I'm gonna tell you the Marshal is sassy today. Alright? You're just asking for it, boy. Alright? So
Well, the important thing is that I can't see the Marshal.
Duncan looks you up and down. He says, seems to be a running theme these days.
Well, you're popular folk in the right circle.
He nods. He says, what can I do you for?
I heard you might be able to tell me where a Padre, or get me to a place where a Padre I'm looking for might be. A place called the Vault.
Which Padre are you looking for?
Looking for a Padre by the name of Jack. Spades.
Jack is Spades, and he will chuckle. Good luck. That dirty sumbitch has got it coming, whatever you got going. I am inclined to assist you. If you make it worth my while. You get the impression that suddenly, Stubtoe Duncan did not rise to the top of the underground in Dodge City by giving out freebies. Cunning businessmen you are engaging with. Perhaps, with any luck, you will find that he hates fish. That one's not me. Oh, somebody ain't muted. That's you? Matthias.
Yes.
You are immediately struck with the knowledge and the signs in the air, the omens. The law knows that you did it. The law knows that you killed Salt Lake Sam. They're coming for you. You better pick this one up. Just a little bit. You can hear the sirens on the air. You don't even know what sirens are, but you know what means law.
All right. Well, service is rendered. Yeah, I get that. What do you need? Kneecaps?
Assassin Echo, $30. 4 botches for Matthias. Thank you so much for your support, Assassin Echo. That one went off twice. The fucking sirens to top it off.
All day, son, all day.
I need to verify if that went through twice or if it was just the bot being weird. Because sometimes people will like click twice and the donation goes through twice, and I need to make certain that everybody's okay with that. Alright, so for the time being, we're going to assume that that is one. Because it's twice the main box, so we're going to assume it's twice. Alright, so Matthias just got 8 botches. It would appear, son, that you are due for a lot of crazy hallucinations. Matthias, by the way, I'm feeling pretty sassy today. Alright. I'm gonna have fun with you, boy. Alright, so, as you're getting this paranoid sense that perhaps the police are onto you, right? And Duncan, you were asking Duncan what was you were saying in a bit of a hurried tone, because you need to speed this up.
Yeah, service is rendered. I get it. Kneecaps, what do you need? What?
He says, I got a friend of mine looking for a job to get done. This associate is, you'll be able to find him over at the Rotund Recorder, you know, the saloon across town.
Yeah.
He likes to remain anonymous.
Place.
All right? You need to go to him and ask him for the details. He has a package he needs collected. If you get him that package, and then he tells me that you have done him a solid, you will have earned that password, and I will pay you in the information you require, which I assure you has a monetary value far above what you should be getting paid for this job.
If he's anonymous, how do I find him?
He says, look for the boy in the black hood.
Is he in the corner table?
Usually.
That's what I thought. All right.
I hope you have friends.
Why?
My anonymous associate
Yeah.
doesn't like contracting outsiders for his work very often.
All right.
So if he's looking for help, it's not pretty.
Well, nor am I, but I can get it done.
To each their own. Your funeral. And he'll tip his hat. He says, you know where to find me.
Yeah. I'll go get that done, and I'll kind of like scoot along, like tipping my hat and just backing away.
Did you almost just say you were going to tip your duster?
Yeah.
Is that what you almost said? Can you imagine somebody tipping their duster?
It's like a curtsy, right? Except not.
Oh, $10 coming from Zangmac. 8 botches. I'm getting in on some Destiny action. Oh boy! Zangmac is loading them guns, Matthias. Loading them guns. For those of you who are following at home, botches are real dangerous with Matthias, because Matthias is a spellcaster. He's a hexslinger, otherwise known as a huckster. When hucksters botch on their spellcasting rolls, there is a random backlash chart that gets rolled on. Now, in the unnatural dice system, if you have a destiny token, you can replace that roll with whatever the damn well you please and choose the result that goes on. So basically, Matthias is at the mercy of the audience right now, because he's going to try and cast a spell. It's going to botch, and then Zangmak is going to turn him into a purple polka-dotted elephant for a month, or some crazy shit. Alright?
Doesn't he also have the unlucky hindrance?
He does have the unlucky hindrance. And this, Matthias, is why in Tarnation you should not tell the Marshal that he is feeling sassy, because, well, they're the ones who are deciding what happens to the dice. I am the one who decides what it causes. They might be shooting those guns, but I assure you, I'm aiming them.
I am got nothing sassy to say suddenly, so just carry on about your business.
The sweet, sweet taste of victory.
Yeah, you have to buy your victory. I gotta earn mine.
I didn't buy shit. They bought it for me. All right.
Make you a whore.
Here's the deal. All right. Matthias,
Yeah.
the law is after you, and you have basically been sent on perhaps some kind of run with some objectives. Oh no, $10 for pyromancy, says destiny to. Oh god. Oh god. Oh man, they do not like you. Oh man.
I'm not sure if I'm popular or hated today, folks.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. So, you have been given a mission, alright, that is likely going to have you moving at a very rapid pace on your feet through dimly lit areas. Which is definitely not Shadowrunning at all, because this is Deadlands. Alright?
No, but I am gonna be I'm gonna be in the shadows in the bright places. Cause I got to be stealthy.
Yep. Now, you have been warned by some of the toughest hombres in the city that this is a job they would not take alone. The law is also after you, and also the law is after you.
Alright, so I got the law, bad hombres, Toothless Jimmy, and fish after me. That's at least one too many, I think. At least one.
The
Perhaps
fish was just too much. The fish.
No, it might be the second law. Anyway, I'm gonna need some help.
So you gonna go over to go looking for Sam and Finn? Where are you gonna start checking out where they've been? How you gonna find that?
Well, fortunately, they're a bit of local legends, this Sam is suddenly. Don't know how that happened. So I'm sure that, there's going to be a buzz, places that, people who've been like, oh, I met her, yeah. So I'm gonna start going to the saloons looking for trying to track her down by word of mouth.
All right, so you're gonna start looking for Sam because you have got yourself in a bit of a pickle, and as you will find Sam very quickly. As a matter of fact, it would seem that a girl of her reputation has a difficult time hiding from insane schizophrenic ex-priest spellcasters specifically.
Yeah. I have that effect on people.
Almost as if fate itself is steering you together. But, to find out what happens next, to find out exactly what this dark and evil hombre the posse has been steered to, and to find out if they can finally succeed in getting the last half of the password for the vault, you're going to have to wait till the end of the top of this hour, during which Finn will not be manning the guns.